This is where it all began.
Here we are, on our way to the Savoy.
I'm excited. I'm making my Broadway debut as Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard. Are you kidding me? With JAMIE Lloyd's production.
What did you think when I said we're going to go to Broadway? What were your first thoughts?
I mean, it's always been my lifelong dream
Right.
to go to Broadway.
Yeah.
Can you believe I've never been to Broadway?
I know, it's a shock.
I always say I'm the greatest thing to never happen to Broadway.
They don't know what's coming. Nobody saw what was coming. I mean, that's what was amazing about this whole journey.
Yeah.
I think it surprised a lot of people about your performance, about the approach to the production, everything.
I just remember when you said Sunset Boulevard, I was like, that's your big idea?
I think it's like even more tragic that you're seeing a woman who is totally in her prime, in her power, and clearly amazing at what she does, but she's been discarded by the industry.
45 years old. I've never been more strong, physically, mentally, emotionally. I'm in my prime. There is no better time for me to create work that is meaningful in this world. That's the tragedy, is that you're in the best place in your life. You're so full, have so much to give, and people have discarded you and dismissed you and saying your time's up.
Yeah.
That's the tragedy.
That's kind of why I had this instinct. Maybe that's what I've been dreaming about. That's why I felt like it had to be you. Like I didn't even consider anybody else for this role.
Look at the icons, the women, the legends that have done it before me. And you'd never even worked with me. How did you know? How did you know I'd even be able to pull off that last scene?
I mean, you defied all expectations, but I just had this real certainty that you'd be able to do it. And I could just, in talking to you for that, for many hours, and then meeting you at the Savoy, I just had this real strong instinct that you'd have this connection to this material, that you know what it's like. You have this real deep connection to being incredibly famous, and then really not being given the opportunity to fully live to your full potential. And that's the whole reason the production is the way it is because where does Nicole Scherzinger end and where does Norma Desmond begin? I love that, and the production plays a lot with that, doesn't it? Which is what you plummet to some really, I'm talking about the depths of the human psyche. I mean, you really go for it.
It's so atmospheric. The music, it's so cinematic, and how beautiful is it that you incorporated the film aspect to it. It just feels big.
These songs are iconic and they're incredible pieces of work, aren't they? I mean, this whole score I think it's Andrew's finest score. I think it's incredibly atmospheric, incredibly complex, and difficult to sing.
I like to call it, I give them a little bit of teeth.
You do.
But I forget that it's not only live up there, it's alive. So I never know what's gonna come out.
It is a performance for the ages, I really believe it.
Oh my gosh, we're here.
We're here where we first met at the Savoy, outside our amazing theatre,
Can you
soon to
believe
be
that?
at the St. James Theatre in New York. How amazing is that?
Yes, I'm so excited. I hear the venue's perfect.
I love it. The St. James is an incredible space.
This is a moment in my life I'll never forget. I mean, my life has changed because of the show already. I think it's changed all of our lives. But it's gonna feel good for me to go home and do it.
So much of the production really relies on total collaboration, doesn't it? Everyone is involved in this production. Everyone in the building, front of house.
Do we have a key?
Hello.
Thanks.
Key's gone. 1 second, let me.
We gotta check in for school. Present.
I knew we were going to have a great time, and I could feel something was really happening that was very exciting in rehearsals. You could feel it. And I remember saying to you, something's happening here that's very exciting. But the audience response is wild, isn't it?
You know what I loved though, is you just went about everything in a really unconventional way. Wanted us to tell a really raw and honest and truthful story every night. And so one of my favorite things that you did in rehearsals is you would create this safe space for us to allow us the freedom to go there ourselves. And that made me so happy I could just cry, because, you know, I am like Norma Desmond and in my head a lot, and have so many insecurities, but in the dark I felt more safe. And then you would also have us in rehearsals just run and then say, faster, faster, and to the point of like exhaustion, so that your heart's just beating out of your chest and you're just going to give everything.
It's going to connect with an audience.
It's going to connect. And that's what I'm the most grateful for. It means a lot, because every night when I go out there, there's no ego, there's no vanity, and I literally like cut myself open and flip myself inside every night for them. And you put everything on the line. You don't care what you look like, what you sound like, how crazy or upsetting or insecure you look like, you know, you don't care of exposing all of your fears. And it just means the world that people, they just get it. They're getting it. It's resonating within them as well. And I guess that's all we can do. That's what we do this for, right? It's official. Sunset Boulevard is coming to Broadway 2024, baby. I can't believe it. Now get out, because I've actually got a show to do right now.